Boop! Hello, my beautiful lovelies. Thanks so much for joining me. I already have 65 people here. Thanks so much for joining me for this live stream. Today, I'm going to be making Doubletree Inn's secret chocolate chip cookie recipe. I've had these cookies when I worked as a event coordinator for adults with disabilities. Doubletree Inn would donate cookies for events and they were so good. So I can say firsthand, these cookies are delicious. So this recipe was given out during lockdown, so people had something to look forward to and they could make these cookies for themselves at home. So thanks again for joining me. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for this live stream. Friday, happy Friday to you. Today we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies. I've been wanting to make this recipe since I heard about it, so let's get into this. Oh, by the way, all super chats and super stickers today will be donated to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. So thank you guys in advance so much for contributing, and thank you all for joining me. So today we're making cookies. So I'm gonna bring you in a little closer, and I've got a bowl. I'm gonna tilt this down so you can see me. So I'm not gonna be able to see you guys for a second, so I'm not being rude. I just want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. All right, lovelies, can you see? Okay, here we go. So I've got a mixing bowl here, my favorite blue battered enamel bowl. So, and I've got a hand mixer. Oh, that is all tangled up. So the recipe says to make this in a stand mixer, but I figured you could see better if I use a hand mixer. So let's do this. We've got a bowl and we're going to cream our butter. So we're gonna add 2 sticks, which is 1 cup of butter. And this has been sitting out at room temperature. So it's nice and soft. So, okay, so 2 sticks of butter. Ding, ding, ding. Can you actually see what I'm doing, guys? Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, 2 sticks of butter into a bowl. Now we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Boop. Now, almost the same amount of white sugar. 3/4 of a cup of white sugar plus 1 tablespoon. Right in there. And now we're going to mix this up. We're gonna cream this for a couple minutes. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, low speed, low. I guess that is low. Okay, so we're gonna cream this up until everything is nice and combined. Light and fluffy. Look, okay. I'm gonna start on low speed just to get everything combined. This is why it's a great idea to have your butter at room temperature. Okay, so get that all combined. I mean, how can this not be good? We've got, you know, essentially 1.5 cups of sugar and a cup of butter. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this for 2 minutes. Smelling good already. Oh. Don't you love doing that when you turn it on high and everything just spins out? Ha! Okay. already. All right, I'm gonna angle you up just a little bit so I can see you. Hi, thanks everybody for joining me for this live stream. I'm making Doubletree Inns. Brad, thanks so much for this live stream. I'm making Doubletree Inn's famous chocolate chip cookies, and all the proceeds from the super chats and stickers shall be going to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. So thanks so much for your contributions, and thanks so much for joining me. Okay, now we're going to add 2 eggs. One. Oh, let me get you guys down again. Boop. There we go. 1 egg. Pour that in. All right. That is 1 egg combined. 2nd egg. There we go. Oh boy. Second egg. Okay. It says not to overmix, so we've got that in. I'm going to scrape down the bowl a bit. Okay. Now we're going to add some vanilla. 1/4 teaspoon, 1 1/4 teaspoons. Which is unusual, right? Because usually you think 1 teaspoon, but nope, this recipe says 1 1/4. Oops. And here's the most interesting ingredient of a chocolate chip cookie recipe. We're gonna add some lemon juice, just 1/4 teaspoon. Not much. Okay. Oopsie, la la. There we go. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon. Just squeeze. And it says specifically fresh. Ooh, see, good thing I did that. Almost a seed in there. Okay, just a squeeze. Okay, dry my hands off. And we're gonna mix this up again. Incorporate, and then 2 minutes on medium speed. There we go. You want this flat and fun. Oh, don't forget to put the lid on your vanilla, okay? That's important. Okay, now continue. Let's scrape the sides down. That's smelling so good. That fresh lemon juice, yes. Right, I'm gonna clear off my space a little bit here. Get rid of that. Okay, now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of cinnamon. Ha! That's a secret. And then 1/2 cup of oats. This is our oats, rolled oats. Doink. And then, whoa, how much is this? 2 1/4 cups of flour. This is just good old AP flour. Okay, clear off this mess here. Now this is important. We don't want to overmix this. This is just 45 seconds on like low speed, right? We don't want tough cookies. Plus we don't want flour everywhere. Okay, here we go. See why they ask you to use a stand mixer. My machine's like, what is going on? I don't have the power. Okay, we're getting there though. I'm gonna do the rest by hand. Oof, oof, oof. I miss seeing you guys. Okay. There we go, there we go. All right, I'm back, sort of. Well, I'm just gonna tilt it all the way up. There we go. Okay, so this is still kind of chunky. That's okay, we're just gonna mix it with this. And now we're going to add, I'm gonna get myself some more room. Okay, I'm back. So, we've got the cookie dough base pretty much done, and now we're going to add the things that make this chocolate chip cookies. Thank you so much for the big super chat stickers. Oh, by the way, thank you guys all so much for joining me. I'm making Doubletree Inn chocolate chip cookies, and all super chats and stickers will be going to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. Thank you guys so much. Okay, we've got chopped walnuts. Isn't that funny? It looks like I'm just dropping them onto the floor. Okay, now I figured out why this recipe is so stinking good. It's right here. Do you see this bowl? This is 2 2/3 cups of chocolate chips. There are more chocolate chips than flour in this recipe. Only 2 1/4 cup of flours, 2 2/3 cup of chocolate chips. Yes. Okay, now you have to see this. Oh my gosh, look. Yeah. See? That's what makes a good chocolate chip recipe, is a ton of chocolate chips. Look, I'm having trouble. I need to work out. This is a lot of chocolate chips. Yes. See, already, I know this is gonna be delicious because, oh, they don't even stay in my bowl. There's so many chocolate chips in this. Yeah. So what do my notes say? So just stir this in till it's all, happy. Oh my gosh. My kids are gonna be stoked. We love chocolate chip cookies in our house. I would say that they're our favorite cookie. Oh. And I make them, I make them pretty regularly. But I try not to because I eat them all. And that's not always such a great thing. Okay. All right, lovelies. I think I got it. Okay, here we go. Thank you. All right. Let me get a spoon to scrape this down. Okay. Now, I'm going to preheat my oven to 300 degrees. 300 degrees. On. Is that on? It doesn't look on. It helps to plug in your appliances. They work better that way. Okay, good. Okay, we've got power. Okay. So, I've got my toaster oven preheating at 300 degrees. Now, I'm gonna clean up my mess here because I like doing that. Okay, tidy things up. All right, here we go. Patterfest and kittens. Girl, you're amazing. Thanks so much. Okay, so we've got the tiny little baking tray. And now I need, so if you've ever had Doubletree Inn's cookies, you know that they're pretty big. So I'm gonna be using this old school ice cream disher to make some big old fat-o cookies. So, boom. This, I could eat this right now as it is, but I won't. So, ooh. One cookie. It says to space them about 2 inches apart, so I'm gonna do that. Oh my gosh. My cookies are so fat, I can only cook 2 at a time. Look. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put them into this preheated oven. Boop. And bake for a whopping 20 minutes? That seems like a long time. Okay. So, 20 minutes. Actually, 20 minutes, those are pretty fatty cookies. 300 degrees is not a very high temperature. So I'm gonna, like whenever I bake things, I always set my clock for a little bit before the baking time. So that way I can check and make sure, you know, nothing's burning. So I set my timer for, 17 minutes and then I'll check on them. So cookies are in the oven. This didn't take much time to put together at all. And the recipe says that you can also dish all these out into little balls of dough, and you can freeze them, and then you can take them directly out of the freezer and pop them into the oven whenever you want your chocolate chip cookie fix. This recipe makes 26 giant cookie Doubletree Inn cookies. So far I am pretty pleased with this recipe. We will know for sure once we taste them. So I'm gonna tidy up my mess a little bit. So we've got some time here, friends. My lovelies, thanks so much for joining me for this live stream. I've been doing these every Friday. I missed one Friday for the past several weeks now, just so I can connect with y'all. And today's proceeds for all of the super chats and stickers will be going to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. So thank you guys so much for contributing. And I guess we have some time. So let's chat, shall we? Let's see. What do you guys want to talk about? Let me think. So, what are the random icebreaker questions? Worst dream? That's a good one. What was your worst dream? I think the one that I remember most was this reoccurring dream I had. I was pretty young. I think in middle school, and it scared the bejeebies out of me. And I dreamt that some bikers moved up the street from our house, like they moved in across the street and would terrorize the neighborhood. Bikers, if you're watching, please don't take offense. I was just a kid, and I have always been sensitive to loud noises, and it was this reoccurring dream, and they didn't do anything. They didn't harm us. They didn't come to our, oh no, one of them came to our, this is a dream. This is a dream, remember? Came knocking on the door, and I just remember being terrified, but did nothing to us, never harmed us, but just hearing the motorcycles tearing up the street. I had that reoccurring dream, I think 3 or 4 times, and that was really scary, but thankfully, I'm a good sleeper. Are you a good sleeper? I am a good sleeper, and someone just asked me about my bees. My bees are doing pretty well. Let's see, I've had to reduce the number of bees that I've been keeping in my apiary. I used to have 4 hives, but now I have 2. One of them was not doing well. Over winter, I found a dead queen. The queen is the mother of the hive on the landing board, and I thought, well, I'll just see what the bees do. And it turns out when I went in spring, it was queenless. It didn't have a queen, and the population was very, very, very small. And so I tried to bring it back by giving the hive a frame of brood from another hive, hoping that they would make a new queen, but they were unsuccessful. They did not bring up a new queen, and I think I had a drone laying queen, which means a queen. I'm getting technical here, I know. A queen that was not laying fertile eggs. So I ended up getting rid of that hive by combining it, by shaking all the bees out and letting them fly to find other homes in my other hives because it wasn't going to make it. And because of lockdown, queens are not readily available. John, hello, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Queens are not readily available. We're social distancing, we're not going out. So I just decided to reduce the number of hives. Also, my son, one of my kiddos, has developed a bit of an allergy to bee stings, and so that has me very cautious about the number of bees I have on the property. So that reduced me down to 3 hives. And then I called someone on my local bee club to see if they would like to adopt one of my hives because, again, I'm trying to, Trash Ash, thanks so much, to reduce the number of hives. So now I only have 2. And so from the number of 2, but then if you follow me on Instagram, I have in my highlights, I saved it, I actually caught a swarm, my first swarm of the year. If you also follow me on my other YouTube channel, I'm going to put, Brianna, thank you so much. I'm going to put the video there of what happened. I actually caught a swarm. So a swarm is when half the bees leave, roughly half the bees leave with the old queen to start a new colony. That means your colony is big and booming and it's ready to repopulate. So that happened to me, but I actually saw it happen. I saw all the bees fly out. I saw them go to a branch. It was amazing to see so many bees flying around. So they went into a bush nearby. Hi Paula, thanks so much for joining me. And they flew into a shrub right next to the hives, and I was able to just clip the branch and catch the swarm. It was so cool. So I will put that video onto my other channel, and if you follow me on Instagram, you can see it in my highlights as well. So what are we doing? We're down to 12 minutes. Alejandro Gomez, thanks so much. And we are just, let me show you what this looks like. Can you see it? Oh, let me turn this around. They're just starting to melt right there. So definitely looks like it's going to take the full 20 minutes. So now that I caught, back to the bees, I caught the swarm. Umberto, thank you. I caught the swarm and then I've rehoused. That was about a week ago. So now I have 3 hives again. That one's a very small colony. And then the other day, my neighbor called me and said, Emmy, I think we might have a situation. And my other hive, I think, swarmed. And they were way up, probably 45 feet, 55 feet in the tree. So I was not able to get them. And so, yeah, but that's okay. You know, so it goes. Now, all the other questions for me. Recipes that I have tried and that I have liked. I do so many recipe tests. I can't say that there's a specific one that I've done recently that has really stuck with me because I'm doing some. Today I made a recipe for Crisco salad. Crisco, you know, vegetable shortening. It's an old retro recipe that was sent to me by one of my lovelies. So I learned so many great things from you. Have you ever had Crisco salad? I didn't, not until today, and that was a fun recipe to make. Where did I get, Rebecca wants to know where I got this little timer. I picked this up at a little shop in Providence called Stock, and it's a Zazenhaus. And I like it because it's kind of old-fashioned-y, it's very analog and tickies, and it has a magnet on the back, so I just stick it on my refrigerator. So, yeah, it's fun. And what else? Any other questions for me? What else you guys want? I should make and eat stovies, Alice says. I should check it out. What's a stovie? Vivian, thank you. Chris, thanks. Tips on beekeeping. Number 1 tip, beekeeping is very romantic. It's a lovely thing to think, I've got a hive in my backyard, and bees are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they do require a good amount of attention during specific times of year. So if you have that time, then that's a good thing. Number 2, it's a significant King Amethyst, I actually have a video on what I do for my makeup. It's a couple years old, but I don't really do anything different, so you should check that out. Rachel, thanks so much. And so back to keeping bees. If you want to keep bees, take a class also. But I was saying investment. It's a significant investment when you first start a beehive. It's probably going to be set you back about $500 in the beginning, because you're going to buy a hive, a box for the bees to stay in, and you also have to purchase the bees as well. So to purchase the bees, and you have to pay about $150, $100 for 3 pounds of bees and a queen. So that's going to be, you know, an extra $400. Well, anyways, altogether the setup and the protective equipment, a veil and a jacket and a smoker will all be about $500 or so to start. I would take a class. I would recommend taking a beekeeping class, just so you can get an idea of what's involved, and also because you'll meet so many cool people. There's so many cool people keeping bees, and you'll learn so much, and you'll definitely, Madeline, thank you, you'll definitely need the help, because I certainly did. And so, yeah, so bees are cool, but they're also a lot of work. So also, if you want to extract the honey, the extractor, the thing that you spin the honey out of, costs a few $100s. But if you're part of a local bee club, I am, you can borrow one usually, you can check one out. And Emily, you know Stock. Stock is awesome. And they will let you borrow the extractor, which is great, because then, you know, you can just get it out, load it out, and then after that, you don't have to pay that big chunk of money for the extractor. But if you want honey, you're going to need to extract it. Yes, James, bees do come in a 3-pound weight. So that's just the basic thing. And then each year you keep your bees, and then they overwinter. That means that you try to keep them alive over winter. And then the thing they don't tell you, or they don't stress, is that the next year your bee population, if they survive the winter, is going to be nice and strong. So they're going to want to swarm. Swarming is, like I just described, half of the bees will leave. And in order to combat that, the beekeeper usually splits them. They take some of the bees out to kind of weaken the hive so that it doesn't want to swarm. So suddenly you're a keeper of one hive, 1 becomes 2, and then 2 becomes 4, and suddenly you have a huge apiary. So that's something else to think about too. Like, where do you live, and how many hives can you keep? How many hives are you willing to be responsible for? Because each additional hive requires that much more work. Yes, Kiara, I know about the flow hive. Thank you. A lot of lovelies have been sharing the flow hive with me, and I am not interested at the moment because this is just my 4th year of beekeeping. I'm no expert by any means, and so I'm just learning just the basics, and I want to do it with equipment that is tried and true and basic and foundational. The flow hive is an interesting thing, but I don't want to get confused in equipment that I have no idea how to use because I'm learning for something else. So perhaps someday, but for me, not right now, no. Also, the flow hive is a contraption. If you guys don't know, oh, John, thanks so much. If you guys don't know again what a flow hive is, you might have seen little videos about it. John, thanks, you always are stopping by. I really, really appreciate it, and contributing. By the way, if you're just joining me, I am making the Doubletree Inn chocolate chip cookies, and all of the proceeds from super chats and stickers are going to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which helps with bail and for protesters in Minnesota right now and helping them out. So that's a great cause. And I was going back to the flow hive. The flow hive is a contraption. I'm going to call it contraption, but it's a type of hive that has a plastic super. A super is where the honey is stored by the bees on the top. And instead of using an extractor, a machine to spin out the honey or take out the frames, the flow hive has a key that you turn, and it all flows down. Oh, Cupcake, thanks so much. It all flows down directly into a jar, which looks pretty cool, but I've heard lots of things about the flow hive not working all that well. All the components are made out of plastic. A lot of times the bees don't want to store honey or nectar in plastic because it's not made out of beeswax. Me, thanks so much. And so to get the bees to actually use the flow hive, I've heard, is challenging. So Yolanda, thanks so much. And Shauna, thank you guys so much. Thanks so much, all of you, for joining me today, and all of you that are contributing to this. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's good to see you all. And so yeah, the flow hive is not something I'm interested in. That was a kind of a long, long story into that. A lot of you want to know about my skincare routine. I don't really have much of the epitome of sass, thank you. I don't really have much of a skincare routine. Now that I'm getting older, we're all getting older. I do make sure I wear sunscreen, so that's one thing I am pretty adamant about. Okay, skincare routine. We're just gonna talk about it, right? In the morning, I wash my face with cold water. Go whoop, whoop with cold water, and that's it. When I go to bed, I wash my face once a day in the shower. I have super sensitive skin. I get rashes. I use, what am I using now? Oh yeah, I found Clinique, Pandora Fox, thanks so much, has a face wash. I forget the name of it, but it's really, really gentle. It has no smell whatsoever, and I find that that works really well. So I use that to wash off all my makeup. I have a makeup routine video, which my makeup has not changed since then, so check that out if you want to see how I make this face. This face. I really don't do much. It's just about 5 minutes. So I wash my face in the shower, and then at night I put on some moisturizer, especially in the wintertime. A lot of times I don't put anything. And Marsha and Jean, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And that's it. So I wash my face once a day with cleanser, Clinique super gentle cleanser, and I put on some moisturizer at night. And then during the daytime, when I do, Matea, thank you. When I put just a few drops of foundation. I use MAC's Ultra Light Foundation. I just dot it on my face, and then I use a lotion that has some sunscreen in it, and I go, and I make kind of my own like BB cream. And then I just do my brows, and Dee Dee, thank you, and Eva, thank you so much. And I do my brows, I do a bit of eyeliner and some cheekage and some lip balm kind of stuff, and that's about it. I like to keep things pretty simple. I don't have time, nor do I have much of an interest in, don't get me wrong, I love makeup tutorials. I love watching transformations, drag queen tutorials in particular. That transformation is always huge and just transformative. Love that. So I love watching those videos, but I don't really want to do that for my own face. So, are you guys asking if I can sing? No, I can't sing. I wish I could sing. I can sing, no, I can't. I wouldn't even call it singing. I would love to sing, and I enjoy making noises out of my throat that are sing-song, but I don't sing. I am captivated by music, though. Anyways, that's my, at any rate, that is my skincare tutorial. I don't use highlighter. I don't use any of that kind of stuff because I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I have to get it all done quickly, and I don't want to have a bunch of stuff on my face. All right, so where are we at? Ladies and gentlemen, we are at, looks like 2 minutes here, and the cookies are looking gorgeous. Can you see that? So I think it's gonna take the full amount of time. So it says when they're golden around the edges, and get this. This recipe says that you should let these cookies cool for an hour before you eat them. Who lets their cookies cool for an hour before they eat them? Who in their right mind? See? I told you, nobody does. So that was 18 minutes. So I'm gonna give these an extra 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna give them like an extra 4 minutes or so, just to make sure they, you know. I like my cookies on the softer side. I like them to be crispy on the outside. Not too crispy, but definitely on the softer. I don't like crisp chocolate chip cookies, generally speaking. So yeah, what's your favorite cookie? I would say easily chocolate chip for me. A good buttery chocolate chip cookie, that's it. Even a chocolate oatmeal cookie, I like a lot. I like the chew that comes with that. But I like to keep things simple. Plump and juicy, thank you. Macadamia nut frugality says is her favorite. I remember my first macadamia white chocolate chip cookie. I remember that experience and thinking, what are these things? They are amazing. Shortbread, lemon cookies. Jarrett likes lemon cookies. When it comes to lemon. Shortbread I like shortbread with tea. Macadamia nut, chewy chocolate. Chewy chocolate's good. And shortbread, chocolate chip, oatmeal, chocolate chip, macadamia nut, chocolate chip with walnuts. Yeah, I think it was a Smitten Kitchen recipe that I tested out years and years and years ago, and she recommends chopping up the nuts super tiny, and I'm all for that. Super tiny, 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 so you get the richness of the nutties, but you aren't distracted by the nut chunks. Snickerdoodle, yes! And yes, my best friend in elementary school, her mom would make snickerdoodles, and she would pack her an extra one so she could give me one at lunch. That's a real true bestie right there. Favorite donut, Marla wants to know. Glaze. Just a glazed yeasted donut though. I'm not a huge fan of cake donuts. I like yeasted donuts. Snickerdoodles. Peanut butter chocolate chip. I'm not a huge peanut butter cookie fan. Although I love Reese's Pieces. Red velvet cookies? I've never had those. Mexican wedding cookies, those are good. I love the melt awayness of those cookies. Gingerbread, oh gosh, you guys are give me some Samoas. Pumpkin oatmeal chocolate chip, never had those. I can imagine it though. With spice though? I don't know. Dark cookies, oh my gosh. Peanut butter, thimbleberries. Yes, Elliot, I have had thimbleberries. I've actually harvested them before. They're fun. They're easy to spot. Oh my gosh, look at, I'm looking forward to making freezer jam. Strawberry season is just coming around the corner here, and I'm looking forward to making strawberry freezer jam. I'm gonna make a ton of that. Berry season, love berry season. Licorice cookies with white chocolate? Really? Licorice? I don't know, not fresh baked Stroop waffles. Yes, Stroop waffles are so good. I have a Stroop waffle iron that I need to make Stroop waffles with. Thimbleberry jam, that's awesome. What else? Homemade nuggets, like chicken nuggets? Yes, I have. Well, we usually call them tenders, chicken tenders. Oatmeal peanut butter, M&M. Okay, yes. If you guys haven't seen or have never made strawberry freezer jam, it is the best. Even if you don't like strawberries, it's the best. Okay, how are we doing? Cookies? Not quite yet. Stroop waffles, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but okay. Lemon glazed kissy cookies. I don't know what kissy cookies are. Are they like the ones that have like the Hershey Kiss on top? Trail mix cookies, yeah, I can go there. Why do I have braces? I don't have braces. I have little things on my teeth. What do you call those? Dentists, hygienists. What do you call them? Lines on my teeth? I don't have braces. I've never worn braces. I don't have Invisalign. I don't have clear braces. It's just the texture of my teeth. Coconut cookies. Okay. Let's look at these. John, thank you. Look, they're looking a little pale still. So I'm gonna turn these around. Oh my gosh, don't get the towel in there. Look at the size of those. I'm gonna turn these around. I have to say, that's the correct size. Yeah, that is the correct size of cookie. So this disher was good size for making these cookies. And I can't tell you what the size of this is because this is an old, I don't know, it doesn't say what size it is. I've got this from the thrift store. That's one of the things I've been definitely missing during lockdown is going thrift store shopping or junk picking. I love going to junk shops and picking out old things because oftentimes they just work so much better. No, I've never worn retainers either. No. I have a crossbite. See, if an orthodontist is watching this video, they'll know all the flaws of my teeth. I have a crossbite here. I've never worn corrective teeth stuff. I almost got braces to fix that crossbite, but I never did. So yeah, thrift store, junk picking. I really missed going and finding all kinds of funny treasures, but you know, I'll get that itch back soon. What I want to find is an inexpensive rice cooker, and I want to try making black garlic in it. But I have an alternate plan. If I can't get an old junky rice cooker, I want to make black garlic in my compost pile. So our compost pile was kind of cold and like dormant during the winter. So now it's starting to warm up and it's getting hot again. So to make black garlic, you gotta have a temperature about 130 degrees. So that happens to be the hot cooking temperature of a good compost pile. So, all right, I'm talking too much. I gotta check this out. Let's see. Getting there. Shaw Elf, thank you. Okay. I guess I'll keep talking for like a couple more minutes. Burger in a can, where can you get it? The burger in a can was sent to me by Mountain MRE, and I believe the manufacturers are located in Germany and not in the US. So I think if you're gonna find it, you're gonna have to look for it abroad. If you have a hookup or a connection in Germany, they might be able to find it for you. But yeah, I don't think it's easy to find. What else? My favorite burger chain? Okay, this gets complicated because we start talking about different styles of hamburgers. So for nostalgic reasons and because I just love their burgers, I love In-N-Out because I grew up in California and I have so many fond memories of going to In-N-Out with friends and family. And so I just love going to In-N-Out, one of the first places I go to when I visit my family. I also love Shake Shack. I just had Shake Shack for the first time just relatively recently, within the last 5 years. Love their style of burger. Smash burger is my favorite type of burger, so that's one reason why I like Shake Shack, because they do that style of burger, which I really love. But I've heard about a lot of other burger joints that do that too, which I haven't eaten, so I'm sure there are lots of different burgers that are amazing I just never had. I've had Apple Pan in LA. I still like, yeah, we're talking about chains here. So yeah, Shake Shack is delicious. And oh, Five Guys I like Five Guys. I think they make a good burger, but what is it I don't like so much? The fries, I don't know. I mean, the fries are pretty good, I guess. Seasoned fries. I guess the prices are a little bit steeper, Five Guys, but they make a good burger. I wouldn't say that they're my favorite. Fat Burger, oh, they're in LA, right? I've had Fat Burger before, but it's been a long time. So, but I've never had Whataburger before. I've never had Smash Burger before. I've never had, what other ones have I not had? Because those are so regional. So, yes, Chris, I do have a Twitter account. I also have an Instagram account. I also have a Facebook account. And I have a TikTok account, but I haven't started it. What should I do? There's too much social media to manage. I'm gonna check on the cookies. Okay, we're getting close. We are getting close. So far that is a solid 25 minutes, just like the recipe said. Mel wants to know if I like boba tea. I do. I have a few recipes on my channel on how to make boba tea. And, oh, King Amethyst, thanks so much for subscribing me on TikTok. My apologies for not posting anything. Excuse me, I just burped. But I will. I don't know, y'all. It's the pressure of having to do more social. What if I don't know how to dance? I can dance okay, actually. I'm not a great dancer. But I know TikTok is more than just dancing, but I don't know. Big Daddy Burger is the bomb. Bad Daddy Burger. Bad Daddy's? I've never heard it, Paula. Never heard of it. Maybe it's just a regional thing? I don't know. Wendy's? You know what I used to love having at Wendy's? Was their Frosties and fries. Dip, 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 rap, rap, rap. Yes. That reminds me of high school and getting Frosties and fries. And they had baked potatoes at Wendy's. Do they still have baked potatoes at Wendy's? I remember getting baked potatoes with sour cream and chives. I've never had umami burger. Santa, nope, never had it. And Red Floyd, thanks. Cheetos and fries, North Carolina. Oh, yeah, Bad Daddy. I've never had it. Have I tried Cheetos and fries? I have not. Nope. For TikTok, what about videos of easy recipes? Yeah, I thought about that. I should probably just do that. Jack in the Box. Yes, I used to get the spicy chicken burger. Is that? It's not a burger, a sandwich at Jack in the Box. I loved it. Okay, let's check on this before I keep chatting away. Okay, so I think part of the reason why this is taking so long is that it's cooking at a relatively low temperature. We are cooking these cookies at 300 degrees. So yes, oh, if you're just joining me, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, lovelies. I am here making the Doubletree cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, and all the proceeds today are going to the proceeds of the super chats and stickos are going to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. So thanks so much for contributing and for being patient while these cookies cook. Now, I'm gonna say that is good. Now, let me do this. Stay on, how about off? Okay, so it's browning up. I'm gonna let them sit there for a minute. Hey Heidi, thanks so much. So this cookie recipe has the gall to ask you to wait 1 hour. Can you, I can't even, 1 hour. It says allow your cookies to cool for an hour before eating. That's insanity. And that is not going to happen. I'm gonna go grab a plate and I'm gonna eat my cookie right now. Plate, because I'm trying to be civilized. Now, look at this. I'm gonna use an offset spatula. That's silly. Wait. I'm gonna unplug my toaster oven and bring it here. Oh, look. This is perfect. Can you see that? Okay, now you can. Come on, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is wonderful. You guys are wonderful. Okay. This is risky. Did you see that? I almost lost my cookie. Da-dum-dum. That was my own little drum, hi-hat, whatever, snare. I'm not a drum, it's John, thank you. There is the beautiful cookie that I have not waited an hour for. I have to say, that looks pretty good. That looks a lot like the Doubletree Inn cookie. And even in size, that turned out just because when you stay at the Doubletree Inn, so what they do is you stay and then on your pillow, or wait, somehow I have the memory of on your pillow, but maybe not. Maybe it's on the table, but they have a little like paper sleeve and they give you freshly baked cookies. Or maybe when you check in, they hand you cookies with your check-in stuff. I mean, what a brilliant idea. Like, welcome, have a freshly baked chocolate chip cookie. Yeah. So I have to say, upon initial look, this looks pretty good. Now, this is funny. I'm gonna be using a spoon. Well, maybe not, because this is gonna be so hot. Okay, look. Oh my gosh, so hot. Boys and girls and all of us human beings, look at that. All right, it smells great. I wish you could have a bite. Itadakimasu. Delicious! Absolutely delicious. That little bit of oats, there's only half a cup of oats in there, but along with the brown sugar, makes these cookies a little bit, Cloudburn, thank you, a little bit chewy. Oh. Delicious. I'm trying to taste the cinnamon. I can't pinpoint that there's cinnamon in there, but it gives it a something a little Oh my goodness, this might be my next like favorite. I have so many chocolate chip cook recipes that I want to make. I want to make Jacques Torres's cookies. His are supposed to be like the best, like ultimate chocolate chip cookie recipe, but you have to wait like 24 hours before you can actually bake the dough. So that's kind of insanity in my world. So I haven't made that one yet. There's that one I want to make. There's so many. Brave Tart has amazing chocolate chip cookie recipes. But I have to say, this one is pretty stinking delicious. I mean, granted, I'm eating it like right out of the oven, which is the best way to eat cookies in my opinion. Chocked full of chocolate. There's so much chocolate in these cookies. And those little bits of walnuts, I recommend chopping the walnuts. RC, thanks so much. Suzanne, thanks so much for chopping up the walnuts really, really tiny, because you get that rich, nutty flavor and a little bit of like toothiness, but you don't have them, like, they're not distracting. Like, I don't like lots of walnuts in my brownies just for that reason. I find them distracting. Lovely. Make this. Make that. So once I'm done here, I will put the link to the original recipe. I'll put the link down below. I'll also put a donate button if you'd like to contribute yourself to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. And thank you guys so much for joining me for this live stream. It was a lot of fun. I ramble and talk a lot, and thank you guys for having the patience to wait for these beautiful cookies and for joining me today. Tomorrow I'm publishing a video at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I publish 3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, if you need to get an Emmy fix. And yeah, thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys are doing all right, and thanks again for contributing and for tuning in. Thanks, Allison, and oh my gosh, 730 bucks. That's wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so appreciative and grateful. And later here on my community channel, I will put the contribution, what do they call it? The little note they say for contributing. So you know that all of the super chats went to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. So thanks again, you guys. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe and social distancing and all that good stuff. And Tabby's, thanks so much for joining in. It's so good to see you guys. And yeah, take good care, be safe, be well, and I will see you in the next live chat. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Oh, and make these cookies. Make the cookies. Okay, you should make them because they're good.